Greetings, it is me, the one and only Chef Kitura here with Chef's Kiss, where we keep it super simple. Today, this is for I need to get my sexy back. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. I'm getting a little bit older, or as my mother likes to say, a little more mature. So we're wanting to eat a little bit differently. So today I'm going to show you how to prepare one of my absolute favorites is salmon. And we're also going to do a 1-sheet pan where we're going to have Brussels sprouts with cabbage and mushrooms. We're going to pop all of those in the oven with the exception of the salmon. The salmon, this beauty right here, wah! That's how I feel every time I use it. Wah! Because this ninja has been a game changer. I've tried different ones. This by far has been my absolute favorite, so much that I have 3. Let's get started, shall we? Now you can purchase the Brussels sprouts already halved. This particular day, the store I was shopping in did not have the halves. So I went with the wholes because they work just the same. They're just as perfect. You're just going to half them like this. I want to share with you, when you are using your knife, 1, make sure it's sharpened. It helps when you go to cutting and all that good stuff. 2, sometimes you'll see people and their hand is like this, and their fingers like this, and they're cutting like that. That's when your finger starts to cramp up and all that good stuff. Proper way to hold your knife is kind of like this with your thumb and your forefinger. You kind of get that swing motion going on, and then you could just kind of go ahead and do your thing. So that's just an itty bitty nugget that I'm giving to you today. And I need to make sure I'm going to leave enough room on the pan. We've got these babies sliced in half. And I want to talk to you about cabbage. You get your head of cabbage, and she's looking like this, all nice and pretty and all that good stuff. But then you kind of see the little lone stragglers just kind of hanging out because they've either fallen off or people have peeled them off. But I like to pick those up because the greener they are, the more nutrients you have. These I'm going to prepare differently. I'll chop them up, but that's not how we're going to prepare these. I'm going to do a cabbage steak. I'll show you that in just a second, but I want to show you when I'm preparing these. But I kind of just go ahead and roll them up, and then I will go in and I'll chop them like that, keeping it super simple, removing those stems one at a time, and we put them over to the side. Then I go ahead and slice these down the middle again, keeping it rolled up as tight as possible. And you slice it like this. And when I prepare them like this, I put it in a wok or a skillet and I saute it. And let me tell you, it is so super, super good and flavorful. But because we're not doing it that way, I'm going to set them to the side. But now I'm going to show you how to make a quote-unquote salmon steak. You're going to slice that end off, and you will get those leaves here again. They're going to fall off, and you just slice this up in a ring. Now, these, you can grill them, and you gotta try to keep them in its little circular design. So this is going to come out so nice and pretty. I must share this with you. When preparing food, make sure your energy is in a positive state. I am a firm believer, these magic hands, these magic vessels that you use to prepare food for yourself or for your family, your little ones, your kids, your friends, and you're touching your food, you're transferring energy. So if you're in a not so great mood, that goes into your food. And I'm a big person on putting love into my food. So I do talk to my food. So don't judge me. So we're going to just kind of let these babies hang out. So we've got our Brussels sprouts. And you want to make sure you layer them evenly so they get the same amount of love. And if you're preparing this for your family, this comes in really, really handy because you can do this on like a Sunday evening, get everything cooked up, package them into a glass container. I prefer glass containers. As I mentioned, we're going to add the mushrooms just a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get the cabbage steaks on here. I'm going to try to fit all 4. I think I might accomplish my mission. You know what? Let's remove just a few of these so when we add the mushrooms, they have their own little corner to hang out in. All right, this is a mixture of avocado oil, and I use avocado oil when I'm going to prepare something that contains heat. So if you're sauteing something or you're popping it in the oven and you need to drizzle it, I use either avocado oil or grapeseed oil. When you are using olive oil, that's when you want to do your salad dressings. It just processes, it breaks down in your system differently. So we're going to be generous. And here again, this is a avocado oil along with Jazzy. Now, Jazzy is one of my seasonings. She is like an espresso with a little bit of smoked paprika and some brown sugar. So she's kind of got a sweet, savory love thing. That's why she's kind of sassy. And we're going to just rub this on here. I did add a little bit of chimichurri to this as well. We're going to give love to both sides. And when I tell you guys, this comes out so amazing. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Now we're going to drizzle some more avocado oil onto the Brussels so they can sprout. Just kidding. And we'll massage it up. Now for this, I've got a little bit of, this is some garlic pepper and some salt. Keeping it simple because at the end, we're going to add some balsamic glaze to it and some sweet chili sauce. You can use honey if you want at the end. So now we're going to place these in the oven. The total cook time for these is about 15 minutes. We want to flip them halfway through, and when we flip them halfway through, that's when we're going to add the mushrooms. And that should be about the same amount of time that we're going to put the salmon into the air fryer. Everyone, meet Mrs. Sandy. Mrs. Sammy, this is everyone. And yes, I do talk about food because I need for this beauty to know that she is loved and that she will be enjoyed. You know, once it comes out of the package, I will rinse it off, make sure I get all that package juice off. And then I rub it, one, to make sure there's no bones that might still be lingering. Then I cut the tail, making sure that you guys have a knife that is sharpened. And then we get that belly. So this lower layer here, where it's really, really thin, this is the belly. This is where it's super, super soft and tender. And we'll just cut her off. And I just cut it, you know, kind of however I want, so that when it goes into the air fryer, it's nice small pieces. And then the salmon itself, I try to do probably like a 6-ounce per slice. And you just kind of eyeball it. Here again, making sure your knife is super sharp. So then that way you get those nice even cuts and you're not butchering this salmon fillet. And if you do it right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Technically, I get about 10 slices out of it. I cut that last little piece off. So we kind of got 10 and a half. I start with some Worcestershire sauce. Then we're going to give this a double notch here. And the reason why I'm going with Sassy is because it has an espresso along with the brown sugar. So it's going to give your salmon kind of a maple-ish flavor to it. And you rub it. You want to make sure you get your seasoning on all sides, giving it love. And if you wanted to, you could add the feisty. The feisty is a smoky heat. Just a little bit of salt on there. Because with the Worcestershire, you don't want to add too much salt. Okay. She is ready. She will beep when she is ready, and she'll say, add food. So we're gonna drizzle a little bit of oil, and then that's the magic sound that you're looking for. When I do this, I get about 7 salmon fillets in at one time. And I do make sure there's space in between, because in the air fryer, you're able to get that crispiness on all edges. Now on the Ninja, it is preset to 10 minutes. Your salmon should be prepared like your steak, medium. And I know, I get it. There's some of you out there is like, nope, not doing it, not doing it. And if that's the case, that's fine. You go right ahead, but don't cook it any longer than that 10 minutes. Especially when I'm doing like the prepared meals for the week. I do it at the 8 minutes so that when I go to warm it up and I'm cooking it again, I don't want to feel like I'm eating sawdust. You know, it gets really, really super dry. But we are going to check on our veggies so we can add in the mushrooms, and we're going to flip them. So we're adding the mushrooms. We're going to go back and add a little bit of oil to this, along with some seasoning. And we're just going to do some salt and pepper on the mushrooms. By the time our salmon is finished, we'll be able to remove the rest of our veggies. And guess what? Our meal is done. Wasn't that super simple? The crispiness. So we have a little bit of that chimichurri mix along with the sassy. And I'm just gonna layer it on top of here. My taste buds are over here going, pick me, I wanna go. I want to try, I want to try. Like my mouth is salivating right now. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to drizzle some of this sweet chili sauce along with some balsamic glaze. That's going to be a party in your mouth. We're going to take everything off. I'm going to place it in this nice little heart because we're going to give it some love. Once you take them out, if you want to mix it up and do whatever to it and have that nice blend, you are more than welcome to do so. There's your veggies, all on one skillet. Yay, it's time. So we are going to take a little bit of the green cabbage and a little bit of the purple cabbage that they like to call red. I don't know why. And some of the sprouts. Get some of these shrooms. And oh, what the heck. Let's put one more on there just because we can. Looky what I have. And just for you, I'm going to try it now. Look. That's a whole party over here. Perfectly cooked. This is the 8-minute salmon. Moist, tender, it almost melts in your mouth. And I have to tell you this, for my canine lovers, if you are not a fan of the skin, they are. And it is so healthy for their coat. So let me add this. I know some people like to go and get their salmon with the skin off. Keep that skin on there. That's where all your vitamins and your nutrients are, is in the skin. So when you cook it, it's cooking into the salmon. I am one of those that don't care for the skin, and it's only because of a texture issue for me, because the flavor from all the seasonings is actually in the skin. But if you don't want to eat it, take it off. But do purchase it with the skin on. On that note, I think I need another mushroom. Good stuff. I must bid you adieu. You know what it is and you know what I do. If you haven't heard it from anyone else today, know that me, the one and only Chef Kitura with Chef's Kiss, keeping it super simple. I love you guys, appreciate you. Until next time, bye.